Everyone wants to get skinny in a week. Health, nutrition, exercise, keeping yourself healthy and in shape, no matter how many kids you have. And it has to be something that you can do forever. Like, all right, I'm going to do this. It's, broccoli and chicken for every meal. It's not going to happen. Hi, it's Nancy with Real Mom Real Solutions. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about health, nutrition, exercise, basically keeping yourself healthy and in shape for all of your life, no matter how many kids you have. I am a mother of 15 kids. I gave birth to all 15, all single births. I've had a lot of people ask how I stay in such good shape after having so many kids. And honestly, I'm actually probably in better health and better shape now after having 15 kids than I was at having 5 to 7 kids. And the reason for that is because of the knowledge that we have and that we've gotten over time. My husband is actually the one that has done most of the research and most of the experimental things with our health. He's the health nut, I guess you'd say, of our family. He has a little bit of a harder time, well, I should say a lot of a harder time staying in shape and not gaining weight. And I will tell a little bit about his story and basically why we eat the way that we eat and do things the way that we do them. So we're just going to get right into it. All right, so please excuse my voice. I am starting to lose it, getting a little bit of a cold. It's starting to come back, actually. It was a lot worse yesterday. It's really sad to see how obese the world is today. If you look at statistics, 42% today is obese versus 12% in 1990, which is a 350% increase. That's crazy. Being obese directly contributes to 5 of the top 7 deaths in the world today. And even like COVID today, COVID directly targets obese people. If you are obese, you are more likely to die from COVID than if you are not. There's also a problem with obese children, and so many of the kids, they grow up on the wrong foods. Parents can't get them to eat normal, and so they give them all these pre-made frozen meals and everything. And then they're also very inactive, and they just sit around playing video games or sit around on the computer or on their tablets or whatever. But inactivity in children leads to like scoliosis or mental disorders and a lot of different things. The first thing though is you have to truthfully assess where you're at today. Here's a chart that has your height in inches compared to your weight in pounds, and you can kind of see if you are underweight or optimal or overweight or obese. The body mass index ignores a person that is above average in muscle development. So a body fat percentage is actually a better assessment. You can get an idea with your weight in pounds, but really if someone is completely out of shape and all they have on them is fat, it's definitely going to be different than someone that has a lot of muscle. The person that has a lot of muscle is actually going to weigh more and be healthier and in better shape. Anyway, so the weight is definitely not the best way to measure. For a woman, if you are under 18% body fat, then you are basically too lean. Ideal body fat for a woman is 18 to 25%. Overweight would be 25 to 29%. Obese would be 30 to 39%, and morbidly obese is 40% and above. For a man, very athletic is 14%. Anything below 14% is very athletic. 14 to 17% is fit. Overweight is the 18 to 24%, and obese is 25 to 34%, and morbidly obese is 35% and above. You can get your body fat percent checked at a lot of gyms, like I know EOS gym has, where if you have your membership, you can get your body fat percent scanned as pretty much, I think, as often as you want. We usually do it like once a month. Your doctor's office can also check your body fat percent. There is scales and stuff that do it, but they're not quite as accurate, but anything kind of gives you a good estimate, and as long as you use the same equipment, then you can see if you're progressing or not too. The biggest question here is, why are people obese? Why are they overweight? And basically, you're overeating calories. That's all there is to it. Weight loss is simple math. You have to burn more than you consume, and then you will lose weight. You must be in a calorie deficit. 80% of health is your nutrition. People get it backwards. Most people will spend 80% plus on exercise routines and worrying about getting to the gym and buying all this fancy equipment and thinking that they're going to do all this stuff. I've seen people that work their heads off and they are sweating all day. They're still unhealthy, they're still fat, and the reason is because of their nutrition. If you don't change your nutrition, it doesn't matter how much you exercise, you're not going to get skinny. Your nutrition is 80% of your success. Jogging for 45 minutes burns about 500 calories. Each one of these pictures here is about a 500 calorie meal. So a large French fry from McDonald's is 500 calories. Like, that's crazy. A Big Mac is 563 calories. 2 brownies is 500 calories. Or you can have a balanced meal that is 500 calories. Could you seriously live off of French fries only for your meal? You have to have other nutrition, so you've got to eat healthy. You have to watch what you eat and choose the right foods. These are some common mistakes that people make over and over and over when trying to lose weight. Being too impatient, looking for the next get thin craze right now. Everyone wants to get skinny in a week. It's not going to happen. You have to be patient. And you can maybe do this crazy diet that gets you skinny in a week, but it's going to come right back on. If you want to stay healthy and stay in shape forever, it has to be a lifestyle change, and it has to be something that you can do forever. You can't do those crazy diets forever. Also, eating too few calories. Sometimes people, they actually undereat because they're trying to lose weight. Even some diet apps will tell you to eat too little. Eating too strictly without enough variety. There's so many times that people will be like, all right, I'm going to do this. It's, broccoli and chicken for every meal for, forever. You get sick of it. And it's like eating cardboard, and nobody sticks to that forever because it's not realistic. You can't eat too strictly and limit your variety of foods. Trying to force your body to do things that it isn't designed to do, such as keto or a vegan or vegetarian diet. There are a ton of opinions on these diets, so everyone really needs to do their own research. But we have tried both of these diets, and the vegan one was very short-lived because we realized really quickly that that was not for us. And as far as the keto diet, my husband actually did that for several months. He experienced extreme constipation even while taking the extra fiber supplements and everything that they suggest. It was actually bad enough that it caused quite a bit of damage to his colon. He also noticed a drop in his testosterone levels. After doing more research on the keto diet, he realized that most people, they do lose a lot of weight really fast right at the beginning. But the thing that people don't realize is that weight that they're losing really fast at the beginning is actually the glycogen that is being depleted from their muscles. So their muscles are actually shrinking when they think that it's just fat that they're losing. So glycogen comes from eating carbs. So when you're on a keto diet, then your body is deprived of the carbs, and it's actually really bad for your body. Our bodies was not designed to live without carbs. So with these 3 major issues, we decided that this diet was not for us. And we knew that we needed to find a more well-balanced diet that had all of the nutrients that we needed long term. A lot of people focus on exercise and ignore their nutrition. Like I said, you can exercise your head off and still be fat. Your nutrition is 80% of it. You have to focus on your nutrition more than exercise. Also, eating the wrong foods. Sometimes people will say, well, I only eat a certain amount of calories, but I'm always starving. And that's because they're eating the wrong foods. You're eating junk foods. And especially during pregnancy, then a lot of people think, well, I'm pregnant, so I can eat whatever I want. You still should be eating healthy and not eating a bunch of junk and things, or you'll gain more weight than you need to gain. And you should gain weight when you're pregnant. An average healthy weight gain is about 35 pounds when you're pregnant. A moderate gain is 45 pounds, and that's fine. But honestly, if you get too much higher than that, it's just going to stay on you. It's not going to the baby. Basically, if you're eating the junk food, that's not nutrition that's going to the baby. It's going right on you. It's going to your hips. It's going to your butt. So if you don't want to have a lot to work off after, you don't eat the crap when you're pregnant. And a lot of people uses body types that, well, I have a different body type than them, and they use that for an excuse. There are different body types. There really are, and that's true, but you can't use that for an excuse. Everyone can be healthy. Everyone can be in shape. No one has to be fat. Stop wasting your time. You don't get your time back. Time is going to go by whether you are getting in shape or whether you're getting healthy, changing your diet or not. Before you know it, a year goes by. Man, I wish I would have started this a year ago. Time is going by. You're never going to get it back. Start now. There are different body types. There's 3 different kinds. There's ectomorph, which is the naturally lean and kind of non-muscular. They have a really hard time getting fat, but they also have a hard time gaining muscle. And then there's the mesomorph, which is naturally lean and muscular. So it's easy to stay lean, but you can get fat still. If you're not careful, you can definitely get fat. And then endomorph, which is naturally fat and muscular, and it's very easy to get fat. Can I change my body type? Some people really are just born with different body types, but there are things that you can do to help to change your body type, and also things that you can do to help change the body types for your future posterity, for your kids and their kids. There's the things that you do that can make it worse for them, and there's things that you do that can make it better for them. My husband has done some research on trying to figure out what makes a person have different body types. One of the things is the length of their digestive tract determines how much your body absorbs. So if you have a short digestive tract, then the body your food goes through your body faster, and your body does not absorb as much of that food. So it's not in your body long enough to actually make you fat, but it's also not in there long enough to absorb the nutrients from it either. So it can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. But the only way you can change that is with surgery. And then to improve your metabolism, one thing that you can do is increase your physical activity. This does increase your metabolism. Take probiotics and avoid artificial sweeteners and food preservatives to protect your gut bacteria. If you go without sugars, then it will improve your glucose sensitivity. So like sugar and fruit and basically any sugars, anything sweet. Somebody actually mentioned to my husband once, well, I just am not motivated. I don't have motivation like you do. And he kind of laughed and he says, do you really think I'm motivated at 4:30 in the morning when I have to get up to go work out? No one is motivated at 4:30 in the morning to go work out. You have to have the discipline and determination to do it. And you have to have a reason. In fact, so I'm going to tell a little bit about my husband. He's definitely an endomorph body type, and he would gain weight and get really heavy, and then he would work really hard, and he'd get back down, and then he'd gain it right back, and then he'd get back down, and then he'd gain it right back. And he was fluctuating like crazy his whole life, ever since we got married. A little while back then, he actually had a dream that he was not going to live long enough to see his kids, his younger kids, graduate from high school and get married, and he was going to miss that because of his health. And so it kind of hit him hard, and he decided that he had to make a lifestyle change. And so that's when he started really doing a lot of research. So the first picture was in the summer of 2017, and the after picture was in the summer of 2019. He still looks like that today, in fact, probably better. So you have to make sure that your nutrition plan is balanced. There are 3 macronutrients. There's fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. Your fats are kind of like your lubrication. It's like in a car, you have your oil. You need fats to lubricate your joints, and it also improves like your brain function and things. But you don't need that many fats. It's like a car, like I said. You're not going to fill the gas tank with oil. Your fats do need to be limited, but you do need fats. The carbohydrates is kind of like the fuel. It creates the energy and the testosterone. It helps your mood. If you diet too strictly and you notice that you start getting really moody, always on edge, you probably need more carbs. And the protein is like the bricks of a building. It helps to rebuild your body's muscles and bones. So your fats are equal to about 9 calories per gram. Your carbs is equal to 4 calories, and your protein is equal to 4 calories. So you can eat 225% more volume of food if you minimize your fat consumption. Now, like we said, you do need fats. It helps with your joints, it helps with your brain, but it does need to be minimized. If you eat too many, you're not going to be able to eat as much other foods. And then, if you don't eat enough carbs, you're going to start getting moody. Anyway, you have to make sure that it is balanced in the right way. So this is how you kind of figure out how much protein, fat, and carbs you should be eating for your body. So protein is 0.8 to 1 grams of protein per pound of lean body weight. And more than that is not necessary, but if you are aggressively building muscle, then you can eat more than that. But that's ideal is 0.8 to 1 grams of protein per pound of lean body weight. For fat, if you're trying to lose weight, then you need 0.33 grams of fat per pound of lean body weight during your weight loss. And then for maintenance, or if you're trying to gain weight, you need 0.5 grams of fat per pound of lean body weight during your maintenance or during your weight gaining. So to figure out your lean body weight, it is your total weight minus your body fat times your total weight. So this is an example of 205 pounds. He's at 14% on his body fat. So you do your 14% times your 205 pounds, and then you subtract that amount from your 205 pounds. And you get 176.3 pounds of lean body weight. So for a 2,550 calorie budget, so his protein would be greater than or equal to 141 to 176 grams, which is the same thing as 564 to 704 calories. His fat would be 58 grams or 522 calories. And his carbs would be 331 to 366 grams, which is equal to 1324 to 1464 calories. So I just told you that he had a 2,550 calorie budget. How do you know what your calorie budget should be? If you go to calculator.net, you will find a calculator that looks like this, and you can put all your information in there. So here's an example of a 25-year-old female, 5'4", 200 pounds. And now you calculate that. So your BMR stands for the basal metabolic rate, which is what your body will burn if you just sit there all day long and you do absolutely nothing. That's how many calories your body will burn. It gives you your daily calorie needs based on your activity level. So if you exercise 1 to 3 times a week, you can eat 2,251 calories. We'll just skip down a little bit. If you have intense exercise 6 to 7 times a week, you can eat 2,824. Very intense exercise with a daily or physical job where you're exercising basically all day, every day, you can eat about 3,000 calories. This is maintenance level. So you're not going to gain weight, you're not going to lose weight. If you want to actually lose weight, you have to have a cut of 300 calories off of your maintenance level. If you want to gain muscle, then you need to add 100, maybe even up to 300 calories, depending on your body type. One of my sons definitely is an ectomorph. He has to increase his calories like 300 to 500 just to gain any muscle, because he just has a really hard time gaining weight. But for fat loss, you need to cut 300 calories off of your maintenance level. So if you are exercising 4 to 5 times a week, that's usually what most people do. Um, and it says that you can eat 2,398 calories. If you want to actually lose weight, you need to cut 300 calories off. So you would be eating 2,098 calories a day. This will help you to lose about 1 to 2 pounds a week. And you think that's too slow. I want to lose weight faster than that. You know, I need to get in shape quicker than that. If you are too strict, if you restrict your calories more than that, then you're going to get moody. You're going to get, it's going to get hard to where you just give up and then you splurge and you mess everything up. Anyway, so it's better, and it is the healthiest, and it is better to just make it a lifestyle change. It'll happen slowly. And actually, if you're extremely overweight, you will lose more than that at first. But if you're kind of just average or just, just barely overweight, then you're going to lose it a lot slower. Anyway, so, but on average, you should lose about 1 to 2 pounds a week. Okay, the third thing is, how do I make eating in a deficit easy? And the secret to this is making the foods that you already like, that you already eat, that you are comfortable with. So you change those recipes to fit within your macros. If you can't eat what you are already used to eating and what you know that you like, it's going to be very hard to do this long term. So you need to make it to where it is enjoyable. For some examples, so we actually created some custom recipes, some of our favorite foods that minimize the fat and they balance the protein and carbs, and they fit into our calorie budget. So for example, we really like spaghetti and meatballs. So we customized the recipe to work into our calorie budget. The pre-made meatballs from the store have so many calories and they have so much stuff in them that's not good for you. You don't want to use those. But if you use ground turkey, that's the trick right there. You can still have spaghetti and meatballs. When you make a hamburger, you can have a double turkey burger with no cheese. Miracle Whip is a lot less calories than mayo. Pizza, we make a custom thin crust pizza. We put lots of ground turkey, chicken, turkey pepperoni, and then a moderate amount of cheese. You can put olives on it, you can put peppers and onions and whatever, and it ends up, in fact, we put a lot of ground turkey on it, and it ends up being a really filling pizza, and it totally fits into all the macros. Don't touch. Okay, leave it alone. Can you go? Do you want to sit on my lap? Come here. Oh, wow. Somebody woke up from their nap and wants to join us, huh? Okay. Oh, was it you?
No.
It wasn't you? Can you say hi to the camera?
Hi, camera.
Hi, camera. Say hello, everyone.
Hi, Howard.
Hi, everyone. We'll make waffles with the Kodiak.
Is this Daddy?
Yeah, is that Daddy?
It's Mommy.
And that's Mommy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a cute dress.
And a cute dress. Are you wearing a cute dress?
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a pretty dress. You like your pretty dress?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty dress. Okay, so basically you just take some of your favorite recipes and you can alter them to work with the macros that you need. Like, for example, lasagna. Who doesn't like lasagna? But lasagna made the wrong way has way too many calories, way too much fat. But you can change the recipe by not putting mozzarella cheese on every single layer of your lasagna. Instead, Parmesan cheese has a lot less calories. So you can put your Parmesan cheese on each layer, and your ricotta cheese or cottage cheese, but only do mozzarella on the very top layer and do it moderately. Also change out the ground beef for ground turkey. And just doing those two things will make it a fairly balanced meal. You can also do your noodles fresh, homemade, if you have the machine. That's one thing that we do try to do. But you don't have to still meet the macros. But the point is 80% is good enough. Yeah, lasagna with lots of cheese might be better but the other is 80% as good, and 80% is good enough because it's a difference of being healthy and not being overweight versus not. So 80% is good enough. Okay, and the fourth thing is to track what you eat. If you don't track it, you don't know if you are staying in your calories or in the macros. In fact, my husband actually, he hit his 611th day streak of tracking his food. And one thing that a lot of people do is if they do bad, then they don't track that day. That's actually the most important day to track, because then you look back on it and you say, what could I have cut out to be able to make that day be a success? And you learn from it for your other days. And you think, man, if I would have not had that ice cream cone, or if I would have just taken the cheese off my burger, anyway, then I would have been in my macros, or I would have been able to stay in my calories. So you do want to track, especially those days that you go over. So he tracks every single day, no matter what. But one thing that I have done myself is, I'll track for a week or so and get an idea of, okay, I know about how much I can eat. You gonna go play? So I'll track for like a week or so, and it'll give me a really good idea of what I can eat, and I kind of get to where I know, what will be too much in the way that I feel, and in the foods that I eat, I know, okay, this meal is about this many calories, this meal is about this many calories, and you kind of get the hang of it. Okay, the next thing is, what about exercise? So any physical exercise will burn calories. So the types of exercises that you choose to do depend on your goals, whether you want to be athletic, or whether you're trying to gain muscle, or whether you're trying to run a marathon, or whatever. So whatever your goals are, that's your exercise routines are going to be based around that. Walking is actually a great exercise for every fitness level. Walking is very healthy for you. I actually recommend that everyone gets 10,000 steps in a day. And if you're not to that point, start somewhere. Say, I've got a goal of getting 6,000 steps in a day. Just start somewhere. So resistance training does provide the greatest advantage, just because it builds muscle, and the more muscle that you have, the more calories that you can burn all day. But again, any exercise is good. Just be consistent, just do it, just get in and exercise. This is a simple cheat sheet. These are just kind of some of the very basic things that you can do that will still help you to lose weight. Minimize your red meat. Red meat is very high in fat, which makes it very high in calories. So you can eat the same foods, but replace the burger with turkey burger and turkey sausage and stuff, and it makes so you can eat a lot more than if you was to eat the red meat. Minimize your dairy. Don't eat milk and butter and creams. Dairy is very high in fat, and again, which makes it high in calories. So replace it with like almond milk. Hey, don't eat sugar. Sugar fuels starvation cravings, causing people to binge eat. So for this reason, sugar should be avoided at all costs to prevent overeating. We use honey as an alternative. And don't drink your calories. Liquid calories make it way too easy to overconsume calories. For example, 1 glass of orange juice is the same as eating 6 oranges. 1 orange is 80 calories. So a glass of orange juice is 480 calories. 480 calories, that's only 100 calories less than a Big Mac. But would a Big Mac fill you up more, or a glass of orange juice? Anyway, you have to be smart with your calories that you choose to eat. So eat your fruits whole, don't drink them. Energy drinks and sodas are loaded with sugars, and they violate rule number 3, don't eat sugar. And sucralose and all those other like sugars that they say, well, it's 0 calorie soda or whatever. It's because they have other crap in it that is way worse than sugar. That's not helping. That's not any better. Don't drink sodas. Sodas are a big no-no. Milk is high in fat, and that violates rule number 2. And that leaves basically water and almond milk as the primary fluids that we recommend. You can mix numerous protein smoothies or shakes as long as the water or almond milk is the base for them. If you don't have time to stop and eat breakfast and you want to just have a shake for breakfast, you can make you a shake with egg whites and maybe even a whole egg in there, and then we'll throw in some strawberries and a little bit of honey to sweeten it and whatever. Anyways, so you can do some like protein smoothies as long as your base is water or almond milk, and then log what you eat. So losing weight, is a numbers game. It is, like it or not. At the end of the day, the most important thing is that you have hit your budget on your calories. If you hit your numbers, you will lose weight. If you don't, then you won't lose weight. The app that we use is called Lose It. It's just really easy to use, and it has a very large database with most everything in it, including restaurants and stuff. So it makes it very easy to track your foods. Any app, if you have a preference of something else, just use something and track it. We do have other things available that we'll try to get out there, and if you're interested in any of it, you can comment below. We do have somewhat of a recipe library of things that we've put together. And then how to balance your hormones and maximize your testosterone naturally. We also have athletic training, muscle building, and fat loss exercise programs. All right, so that's all for this video. I appreciate you sticking around and watching until the end. So we'll try to get some more video posted here soon. Sorry it's taken me so long to get another one out there. Just been busy with life, like always. But gotta work on that. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.